Hello and welcome to the Old Man Orange podcast. I'm Spencer Scott Holmes.
I'm Cisco Garcia.
And I'm Guy Dossi.
Finally back again. We've been wanting to have him back, and
Yep.
somehow, some way, we could never schedule it. I think it's just Ryan had that weird schedule of that never worked out the same with everyone else's.
That's true. I can only do once every 2 months or something like that. But
And I was never asked.
that's right.
Well, the thing was, because every single time we're gonna do it again, and then it was like, well, let's do it on Wednesday, and Ryan's like, well, I gotta work Wednesday. We're like, well, god damn it. So then it's just, I don't know why, we're just not very good at scheduling. I think that's how it is.
And I always feel uncomfortable doing these things in Ryan's bathroom. I don't know why he insists on having them done in his bathroom.
While we're all sitting in the shower.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah.
He's like,
And he's on the toilet.
Yeah, he's on the toilet. We have to stand in the shower in flip flops for some reason. That's his thing, and I don't understand it. And it just, I prefer not to be in the bathroom with him at the same time.
Yeah, sometimes it rubs the lotion on its skin.
Or else it gets the hose again.
Was he a great big fat person?
Oh wait, yeah, great big fat person. Anyway,
So Cisco, I heard you beat A Link to the Past finally.
yes,
after
I finally.
many decades of me telling you to beat.
Yes, I finally. It's the same thing as that game of Chrono Trigger for the Super
For
Nintendo.
many decades that I told you to
It took
beat.
me forever to beat it, and both of those games, they're both great games, but they both honestly felt like work to me because I knew it was something I had to beat. So I was like, gosh, I just have to beat this damn game or else I'm not considered like a man. It was one of those things. Like it's like when you have to go out and kill a deer and drink its blood to be a man, but you don't want to do it.
Like
but
Red Dawn?
But you know it sounds pretty badass. Like Red Dawn. But then you're like, this sucks. But then you look back and you go, that was pretty cool. I think I might do it again. So that's kind of where I am in that.
So if I don't beat this game, I'm not gonna be a man.
No.
So I'm gonna be a prepubescent boy my entire life. You guys are all just gonna look down at me like, how's it going down there, little fella?
Basically, guys.
Okay, all right, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's kind of how we roll on this podcast.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I like that game a lot though. I know that you were telling me that it felt kind of dated. I think since you played Ocarina of Time for so many years.
Yeah.
And came that one way later. You're gonna rip that flag down.
Shit, I am. Yeah, let me picture. Whatever.
Just watch every single time you turn, it pulls that flag farther.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, we're good. But yeah, it did just feel a little dated. Not to say it's a bad game. I just if I had played it first, it's like if I had watched the movie first and then try to read the book, or vice versa, and
Well, I always feel
disappointed by one.
Movie-wise, I always feel you should watch the movie first and then read the book second, contrary to popular belief.
Yeah, it really depends on movies for me.
Because I don't like to read the book first and then watch the movie. I feel like I actually get more out of it because I get the movie first.
Mm-hmm.
That gives me it kind of explains everything to me, and then I go to the book and it gives me all these extra details.
That's true. You can kind of follow along. That's true because when I read this,
and it also makes more sense sometimes because sometimes you get confused when you read the book first. You're like, what? Wait, what's going on here?
Yeah. When I read The Shining, I feel like if I hadn't seen the movie first, the book would have been very weird.
Guy, have you ever read The Shining, the book?
No.
The movie's fantastic, but The Shining is just way too long.
It's really
not very
long,
much is happening.
It's interesting because there's a lot of different things. Have you seen the movie?
Yeah.
Okay. The movie's mostly just about him going crazy and him getting pissed off, and it was built on Indian burial ground, and he's mad at his family basically the whole movie.
Head
Exactly.
Just like Pet Sematary.
Yeah, the book is more it's all about ghosts, and Jack is a good guy. He's not really crazy. He just goes crazy because of the circumstances of these ghosts, I guess. It's very strange and convoluted, the book, compared to the movie. I can see why the director...
Stanley Kubrick.
Stanley Kubrick was really wanted to change the plot of that. So.
Well, I understand the Kubrick one because it feels more realistic.
Yeah.
Because when I read the book, it just kind of came across as kind of corny. And I know that a lot of people that read the book first thought that that was cooler with the fucking hedge animals coming to life. I'm like, yeah, hedge animals coming to life. It just doesn't sound that plausible. I guess also too when you see there's a made-for-TV kind of miniseries movie.
Yeah.
That Stephen King wrote and directed. That's how much he hated Stanley Kubrick's one. They had to go out and make his own.
Yeah.
And you just kind of watch when you see all those things kind of come to life, you're like, the hedge animals. Yeah, a little too CG.
Yeah.
The hose come to life. Not that exciting.
Exactly. But still a great movie. I love The Shining.
Well, the movie's amazing.
Yeah.
The book. Yeah.
So, Guy, tell us what have you tell us about your life right now. What have you been doing since we last had you on the podcast? Probably about a year ago.
I ran for president of the United States.
It's true.
Came in third.
Yeah, I voted for you.
Yep.
For you.
Still lost miserably.
Came in third.
That damn Ron Paul was your...
Florida. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
They can't make up their minds on anything.
Yeah, that's right, you know.
I've been hired at I now work for a newspaper as a writer, which is fun because my girlfriend refers to me as illiterate. And I'm like, I say, I write, and she's like, I said, I read. She goes, books, guy. Books. You need to read books. And I'm like, it doesn't count. I can read words. Yeah. So I write for sports, which is, it's like the children's department of the news world. It's like, so someone will write an article about, a 4-car pileup where there's 6 people who are dead and 1 person had to be meta-flighted here and there's this. And then on my story, it's, so-and-so made a basket. It was a good game they had. They won. Yeah. So it's kind of
they were happy.
Yeah, they were. And
there was grand celebration.
Although I've learned, like anything, you have to learn to be able to laugh at stuff in your head. Because this is the second time I worked at this newspaper. I technically got let go one time for making inappropriate comments.
That's right.
Yep. I thought they were hilarious, but apparently high school kids, they don't find some things as funny as I do.
See, that was like when we were in journalism. They didn't allow us to put like half those articles in there.
Yeah. So but my favorite thing is I'll be interviewing these kids after a game, and I'll say, you had a great run for 60 yards in the 3rd quarter for a touchdown. Tell me about that play. And they'll look at me and say, I really can't even describe it. And that's the quote I get. And so
give me a word.
I'm like,
one word.
Try. That's really not the best quote. After Smith ran for the 70-yard score, his comment was, words can't describe it. He was right. So yeah, I've been doing that, and
yes, the thing that's nice about podcasting is you can say whatever you want, and nobody's gonna criticize you.
See, no.
Maybe like somebody might send you an email telling you that you said something wrong.
No. I have the worst luck of somehow things getting around, and then I'll be called in by my pastor or something, or I'll get like the comment that I made. I was at a high school football practice, and I'm gonna leave the school out of it and whatnot, but I was attending this practice. I was writing
about. It's either one or the other. But...
No, it's an out of county school.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So it's either one or the other. And so I was attending this practice, and because I was writing a midweek article and I was writing on some kids, and so I was just watching practice, and the coaches were just dropping F-bombs and mother effer and you son of a b, and so I'm like, laid back environment. Yeah. Okay. And they were and the kids were cussing back at them too, so I thought, all right, these guys obviously can handle some stuff. Mm-hmm. So I had to take pictures of these guys, and I had to borrow my girlfriend's pink camera. So if you ever
hopefully you didn't have to go to the locker room and ask them to take pictures.
If you ever want to show your dominance, your maleness, be like, hey, every boys, can I take your picture with my pink camera? So I'm taking pictures that are, posing out in the field, and they start calling me gay for my pink camera. And so I'm like, all right, that's where we're going? That's where we're going? We're gonna harp on each other? Fine. I can harp just as well as any. I'll cry on the way home, but I can harp right now. And so we start going back and forth, and then, and so they're like, well, obviously you're a faggot. Look at your little pink camera, faggot. And so I said, and when the one guy says, yeah, I mean, what are you, gay? I said, well, that's not what your mom said last night. That one line somehow got back to a mother, which got back to the newspaper, which got back to me, which got back to me.
Did your mom actually say? Did her mom actually go? No. He was a little faggot.
To which I would have been okay with that, but they.
This radio guy here, he's just totally making shit up.
That's the reason you should fire him.
But to which I thought, if I was now put yourself in her shoes. Let's say you were a middle-aged woman, okay? You'd probably let yourself go. I'm just guessing.
40 pounds overweight plus.
And a 23-year-old says that he willingly made coitus with you. I'd be flattered. Maybe that's just me, but I'd be like, oh, I do declare. Yeah. Well, I can't wait to see this young man in the next athletic competition.
Oh, and he's a rider.
Yeah, but no, I get... and that was the nicest thing that was said so I got fired from there. So but I'm back now.
They realized that we couldn't find anybody else.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. They're like, well, this guy can.
You are the only man for the job.
You can put together a sentence and it works. But I'm happy doing it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So.
And you can tell the difference between a goal and a touchdown.
Yeah. Although I got a call. This was early in the winter, and I know a lot about football. I know a lot about baseball. Mm-hmm. I know quite a bit about basketball, and that's it. So I got a call from my editor. He goes, "Hey, what are you doing tonight?" I said, "Nothing." And this is in the wintertime. He goes, "Hey, I need you to cover a wrestling match for me." All right.
Pro wrestling?
That's what I was thinking. Choke slams and sleeper holds.
Yeah.
Give him the sharpshooter. No, not at all. And so, but I'm not in the position to say no to, to work. So I said, sure, So I went to this...
Amateur wrestling?
Yeah, and I called it a game. I said, I had my girlfriend, I said, so I'm going to a wrestling game. And she goes, it's called a match. I'm like, duly noted. Duly noted. So
Did you bring the pink camera?
But I did show up in my leotard. I wanted to fit in.
Oh, I figured you would.
Onesie.
I figured you would, guys.
And so I'm sitting there.
You mean you didn't come in with your John Cena t-shirt?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
WrestleMania, man!
Hey, brother! So I went there and I was just like, I don't know what the hell's going on. I just know they're rolling around with each other. And so
you should have been like Mean Gene going up to interview
him.
him.
Well, so I was sitting next to the scorer and I felt bad because I was like, what just happened? What do you call that? Who won? And so
when two guys are back to back to each other, kind of going at it doggy style.
Is doggy style a move?
Yeah.
And so it was
2 points for that one.
It was a 7:00 meet or match or duel, and my article had to be done at 11.
No, God.
And I was one county away, and so I was like, So I write this article. No idea what I'm saying. I send it off. I get a response 2 minutes back from my editor. My editor doesn't really respond on anything that I write, ever. I get a response. One sentence. Hey, great article. I said,
brilliant!
All it takes is me to write something. Send me on a cricket match,
Let me just make shit up.
Yeah, is there a soccer game I could go cover?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that.
I want to go back to a story you were telling me a little while ago about a football coach. You said it was the funniest thing you've ever told me about a football coach trying to get refs to go his way.
So I was...
Tell me about this. Tell the podcast about this story.
Alright, so I was covering a game, and when I get to cover games, I get to be on the sidelines. Right on the field, and it's so much fun, and I cover for a specific school, so I'm with these coaches and players all year, and we get to know each other, and so I was standing on the sideline, and one of the team I'm covering, their left tackle kind of flinched before the snap. And so the ref walks up to a coach and he says, "Hey, your tackle flinched. Just want to let you know." And the coach, without missing a beat, yells, "Hey, don't worry about it. He's got Tourette's."
He's fine.
He's fine. He's got Tourette's. And I just thought, what? That's brilliant.
That's my article.
I said, I'm going to quote that. Yeah. Lineman with Tourette's does well.
And that's the kind of article, I could see, Jim Harbaugh just browsing a paper one day and say, "What? That's a great idea. I'm going to take that to the pros. Next time that, Snyder jumps, no, don't worry. He's got Tourette's. You can't fly. No flag.
You can't penalize someone with a handicap.
Yeah.
That's not nice. We need to stay PC.
Yep.
So yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
But aside from that, my personal life, it's pretty much the same. I've given up eating meat for the Lent season.
Oh yeah.
So
even fish.
Hey, what's the Lent season? Describe that to me.
Okay, the Lent season is Jesus fasted for 40 days and 40 nights when he was doing some heavy duty praying, and all those people are like, "Well, you can't not eat for 40 days and 40 nights, you'd die." And I'm like, well, look, Jesus walked on water, so...
Well, Jesus, there's a difference. Just because Jesus does something doesn't mean
look,
a regular person should be going.
He turned water into wine, all right? I think Jesus, so anyway, so what would happen is then during this Lent season, which is from Ash Wednesday all the way until Easter.
It took a movie called Ash Wednesday to explain what Ash Wednesday was for me.
They what people would do is they would fast Monday or 6 days a week, and then they would eat on the 7th day, and it was in preparation. And so now Lent is more of like you give up something that you enjoy. In honor of
that just sounds very Americanized. Well, let's just make it easy. Just give up one thing.
Yeah,
I remember that. I remember a couple of kids in high school and be like, "Yeah, it's Lent. I'm giving up porn, guys. I'm giving up masturbation for 40 days."
Well,
Good luck with that, buddy.
Let's not go crazy.
Yeah.
But
I'm not giving up the gay sex.
That's just a sin I can't withhold.
So I gave up eating meat. So I wanted to pick something that would be people like, oh, I'm not eating sweets or I'm not having coffee. It's like, well, la-di-da. Like meat is something that you have to consciously not eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweets would be easy to give up.
Yeah, sweets or people
like that,
So but meat is something like I enjoy eating meat a lot, and it's something that's in your everyday diet. You just think, I'm gonna eat meat.
Yeah.
So I haven't eaten meat, and I still have about 2.5 weeks to go.
You lost any weight?
I don't know. Probably not, because all you do is substitute meat with carbs. You're like, what?
Most people get fatter when they take away the meat.
Oh, so I can't eat meat? Give me some bread and cheese. So don't worry, I didn't have that strip of bacon. I ate 5 pounds of bread and 3 blocks of cheese for lunch today. I'm healthy.
Yeah.
So no, but I've been making sure I haven't been doing that. So I don't know if I've lost weight, but all I know is that I haven't had a normal bowel movement in like 6 weeks, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Now, do you eat? When you say no meat, are you considering like eggs as meat?
No, eggs are not meat.
That's you can have it.
You had public education, didn't you?
Yeah, but eggs is still meat. It's pretty much an abortion.
It's basically
That's what you're eating. You're eating an aborted chicken.
No,
So it still is sort of meat, but meat in a different sense.
I can eat eggs. I don't for some reason.
Now, do you like tofu? Have you ever ate tofu before?
My dad's a vegetarian, and
because I like tofu a lot. I eat it all the time.
I don't like just like tofu. Like I'll have like I mean not like right now this time, but like when I'm with my dad, like he'll cook like a veggie burger or a veggie, and they're not bad.
No, yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, some of them aren't too bad.
But I'd say like the biggest problem with like not eating meat is like meat is really good, you know, and I think people like vegetarians. I'm sorry if there's any vegetarians out there, but you're stupid. Because there's nothing that you can have that I can't counter with meat and say it's better.
Yeah.
You know.
I'll second that one.
Here's a wonderful salad. Here's a steak.
What do you want? Here's a piece of bacon.
You know.
Well, think about salads. Like, what goes best with a salad?
Meat.
Exactly. Meat.
Yeah.
Because the main thing you should be eating more than anything else is meat and vegetables. That's the two most important things.
And then like fruit juice or fruits in a smoothie or something like that.
Oh yeah, and just a little bit of fruit and you know.
No, but it's
if you're white, you can have milk, or if you're really black.
But like anything, you know. Oh, I had these delicious mashed potatoes with some cheese in it. Tri-tip.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
And you know the worst, and I'm taking it one step further. I'm gonna piss off at least one person. I don't know who it is, but vegans.
Well, vegans, that to me is
stupid. Have you ever seen a healthy looking vegan?
They're always fat.
They're always fat, or they look like they're on the edge of dying.
They look like a heroin addict.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the healthiest way of living. I'm like, all right,
I'm gonna go take my Koji flush.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about vegans,
this is what makes
it difficult. Is you can't have eggs, you can't drink milk. You know, you can't have... There's a lot of things you just can't have that's kind of like your substitute for not having, like, regular meat.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I go many days sometimes and I don't actually have meat. Because I'm drinking protein shakes, drinking milk, having eggs, and I eat tofu. So it's kind of like I can go by a couple days and not actually have a piece of meat, but I'm getting tons of protein still.
Yeah.
Where vegans, on the other hand, are kind of like screwed, you know?
Yeah. But they look the most unhealthy.
I know, they do. Because I feel like they lose an unhealthy amount of weight, too, when they go...
Yeah, they're just like, but it's the most healthy way of living. It's like, all right.
And once again, you notice a lot of them, they're always eating fucking crackers and bread and shit.
Yeah, exactly. The stuff's gonna make you fat.
Have you ever seen those vegan bodybuilders, though?
There's a couple of them, because they have a lot of, like, the...
But then again, here's like
protein,
oxymoron.
I know.
Yeah, but they're a bodybuilder, they're sponsored, they can kind of have as much of that stuff as possible. There's some chef making it for them, so it's probably not that bad.
Yeah.
But try doing that like with your local fucking Save Mart.
I even sort of went vegan, you could say, for 7 days where I just had a juice diet. And it was one of those things like I had juice 3 times a day. I had about 100 ounces of juice in the morning, lunch, and evening. I had like 3/4 vegetables, 1/4 fruit in each juice basically. And after a while, like the first 3 days, it's like trying to give up cigarettes. You know, I don't smoke, so I don't know what it's like.
I can't really describe that. I've seen movies.
It's like giving up heroin, guys.
We haven't all been there, right?
It's like,
Well, let's just say your body goes through withdrawals for like 3 days. You're like, oh crap, this is terrible. And after the 3rd day, you're like,
you wake up on like your bedroom floor,
and you're like, but yeah. So I did that for like a week. And I was like, I feel fine after a week, but then I was like, okay, I cannot wait to go back to meat. And I looked at myself, and I know it was like, 90% body weight, but I did lose I think 13 pounds in a week. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Well, I did this sort of diet that came out of this bodybuilding book.
Yeah.
Where what you pretty much did is they call it like a keto run, and you take away pretty much carbs for 7 to 14 days. And it was just to burn like pretty much the fat.
What about like complex carbs?
No, you take it's just a short thing.
Only
that's what they call the run.
No complex or anything like that. Just simple carbs.
Yeah. No, the whole point is just for it's kind of like something you do before a competition, like a bodybuilder one.
Yeah.
But I was like, let's just see how much fat I can burn off.
Yeah.
I did this, and in 3 days I lost 10 pounds.
Damn. Yeah.
And by about day 4, I was like, you know what? Maybe I don't need to go a week.
Yeah.
But the thing is about that is I had to eat copious amounts of bacon, cheese, because you need to substitute fat for carbs.
Yeah.
And the weird thing about it though is that after a while you're just like, I really don't like cheese without bread, and bacon, if there's not a piece of toast next to it, it's not nearly as appetizing.
Well, once it cools down, you're like, oh. Now I'll make this announcement. I already posted this on my Facebook, but I think now's a good time to get this out into the open. I don't know if you gentlemen saw this.
Oh, then no. Yeah.
I beat anorexia.
Oh yes.
I did. I beat anorexia.
Good for you guys. Good for you. I'm patting Guy on the back right now.
I am no longer anorexic, and I feel good about it. This decision to no longer be anorexic. For all of you that don't know what I look like, I'm about 28 pounds.
He was a vegan for a year.
Yeah. No, and the thing is, I've been hefty my entire life, and I've lost weight and continue to try to lose it. There's nothing worse than seeing skinny people who bitch about being overweight.
I know a couple girls like that.
Well, that's every woman. You're just like, shut up. I would kill for your body. The boobs, too. If I could be your weight and have your boobs, I'd take it. I mean, whatever. Can't win them all. But what I notice when I diet, and even the word diet's such a dirty word, you just have to change your lifestyle and be like, look, I guess I can't eat this. I'm not going to.
No.
But, I'll be sitting in bed watching TV, and they'll show, like a Carl's Jr. commercial where that burger, if I could make love to that burger, I would. It looks so good where it's or, they'll show a Taco Bell burrito. I'm like, where have you been my entire life?
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going,
I have a car. I can drive.
I have money.
Yeah. No, I'm not a child anymore.
Here's what I want.
These things won't stop me.
Here's what they need to do for those commercials. Take away the hot babes in the bikinis that can, eat the burger. Granted, they don't show the puke bucket next to him in the commercial. Mm-hmm. But here's what they need to have. They need to have a guy like me sitting in bed watching it and just being like, I've got no self-control, and it's 2:30 in the morning.
And then there's just a bucket of KFC next to him, some dirty wrappers.
Yeah, and just me sitting there going, I don't even care.
Fuck it.
I don't even care. I'm going to die young anyway.
Yeah.
I remember there was a joke I made once, too. It was at an A&W. I called it, they should have something on the menu called, a fuck life. Where they take, a root beer float and they just put a burger halfway down the center of it and give it to you.
Like a lime wedge. You're getting a Corona, but instead it's a lime wedge. Like I said, a burger's of a lime wedge.
I don't want one right now. Are you kidding me?
Listen, root beer float and a burger in the center? Goddamn right.
Yeah, exactly.
After 25 days of not eating meat, that's sounding really appealing right now.
25 days.
So 25 days without meat. So
what are
you
fish or anything?
Do you drink a lot of protein shakes? Well, fish is meat.
I know, but some people
Yeah, some people.
Well, in Mexico.
Yeah. I don't. Here's my daily. What I take in every day. Here's my daily routine, and for everyone that likes to be bored, get ready.
All right.
So I wake up and I do a 6-mile run.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I go to work, and then about
it just sounded.
I know. Just,
whoa.
don't worry, it gets worse. And then so for lunch, I have a fruit smoothie with protein in it. So it's with one scoop of protein powder. It's the vanilla one, and so there's strawberries, peaches, and banana in my smoothie. And that's all I consume for the whole day. And then I come home, and I make a salad, and I have like vegetable soup, and then I do some sort of workout at night, and then I go to bed.
Yep. That sounds miserable.
That is...
that sounds miserable.
And I have a loaded gun under my pillow, and every night I'm like, tonight's the night! Yep. Yeah, that's my existence. That's...
Wow, see, you're really only eating 2 meals.
No, I'm not that exact, because I don't eat breakfast. People are like, well, why don't you eat breakfast? Because I get up and I run. Who wants to, like, I can't imagine, I'm going to sit down and have a breakfast, and then...
Well, I'm the same way. I have brunch every day.
Yeah, so
I get up and run and I take a steam bath, and I don't have food till like 10:30.
La-di-dom is just steam bath.
What I've kind of learned is that
don't all baths get steam?
Some of them do.
Some of them.
Yeah. But what I've learned though is like when it comes down to diets, people want to tell you all kinds of different things. They tell you you should eat 8 meals a day. They tell you should eat 4 meals a day. But I've read
don't eat this, don't eat
that. But there's some too that's like they call it the warrior diet pretty much, where like you pretty much work out all day long and stuff, and you come and you kind of feast during the nighttime.
Yeah.
And they say that's like, back in the old days, that's what people did, So in a sense, it's like, you can almost skip breakfast, have lunch, and then go into dinner. Just make those meals really big.
I just don't even for me, it's like the middle of the day diet. I have food, like, I start at like 10:30, I have lunch, or I have like brunch, lunch, whatever you want to call it, breakfast. And then I eat like, again, I eat 2 meals a day. Then I eat like, at like 4:30, I have like a decent sized dinner. Yeah, about total maybe 1,600 calories a day.
Well, the key thing is it doesn't matter how many meals you have, as long as you're getting your calories, protein, fats, carbs, and vitamins. As long as you know you're getting all that you need, you can get it in 1 meal, you can get it in 6 meals. It doesn't make a difference.
Exactly. And also, a lot of it depends on actually when you eat it, too. Well, like sometimes, if you're going to eat, like, 2 meals a day, and you're going to have, like, breakfast and, like, lunch, and then you don't eat dinner till 10:30 at night, that's, and you have, like, a heavy dinner.
Yeah, and then you sleep, it just
unless really you stay up really late, it's not gonna happen.
Well, and here's an example of
boy, because I eat like 5 to 6 times a day.
Yeah.
Here's how
I'm eating right now.
Yeah. For today, here's what I did for calorie intake. Today I took in 1,748 calories. That was my intake. My exercise was 2,144 burnt calories.
Yeah.
So for the day, I've netted negative 396 calories.
Yeah. I like how I take more calories than you do in a day.
Yeah, and I'm...
Well, then you also got to think about the calories you're going to burn
just living taller than me.
For our podcast listeners, he takes in twice as many calories as I do. I'm 1.5 feet taller and about 3 sizes wider. And he's like, oh yeah, it's no big... See, it's people like you I hate. I drink water and gain weight. It's the weird,
Yeah.
But you know who the worst type of person to lose weight is? And I was this person... And Cisco was this person, and anyone that was big that got small, it was the person who loses about 10 pounds and thinks that they've lost like 60.
Yeah.
They're like, you step on that scale, I was 260. I've lost 10.
Towel rack.
I've lost 10 pounds. I look good, and you don't, but yet you try to. I'm gonna wear a little tighter shirt today.
Yeah.
But in your mind,
that happens at the gym. I hear that a lot. Like somebody will come to me and people are like, dude, you think I'm looking better? I lost like 15 pounds. And it's just like, one, I see you every day. I can't tell what you look.
I'm gonna go lift weights for an hour. Okay, I'm gonna get a pizza, guys. You wanna come?
Like, yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Same guy.
And then
literally, Smooch, you wanna go order a pizza with me?
But the fun thing is, I'm at the weight now, which I think is really nice. Where I'm at the weight where people don't say you need to worry about getting diabetes. So I've cleared that, but now I'm at the stage where people are like, you know what? If he lost like 20 pounds, he'd look really good. So I'm at that...
They're not at the point where they put their arm around his shoulder and go like, let me tell you the story of Iz.
Yeah. Oh my God. Exactly. So...
He was a Hawaiian singer.
Yeah.
Very famous.
He liked to eat Spam.
Yeah, so I mean,
all the time.
He liked to use the can.
I get a kid's book. See is eat. Iz likes to eat Spam.
See
and on the can.
Any way he wants.
But yeah, I don't like people telling me like, you need to eat this, you need to eat that, you need to do this, you need to do that, you know. Yeah. And I know exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to reach my goal weight. I'm going to feel really good. Then I'm going to get a car accident that day. And I'm going to die.
And it's like,
did I really God damn it. At my funeral, people will be like, he never got to enjoy being thin.
No, never did.
He seemed to be a lot happier when he was fat because he was alive. And that...
He got thin.
What is your goal weight right now?
300 pounds is my goal weight.
That's what I figured.
You know, start off at 550, working my way down.
He's at a hefty 420 now, guys.
But you know what? You know what? I lost that 20 pounds, and I feel great.
Yes.
No,
with the podcast, people are gonna actually literally believe that too. Because they're like, I have no idea what this guy looks like.
That's true.
And
for all I know, he could be telling the truth.
You're welcome. You know the fun thing is I like every time someone asks how much I started, I always just throw another 10 pounds. How much weight have you lost? Well, let's see. When I started my diet, I was 432 pounds. You know, then 3 weeks later, when I started, I was about 485 pounds. It's amazing. And so
I had a pet walrus, you know, and he used to pick me up, and I used to pick him up.
We shared clothes.
Yeah.
And well, I don't know. My goal weight's about, and you know, I'm not ashamed to say. Yeah, I am. No, I'm 6'4", and I'm naturally wide. So my goal weight's like 220. And some people are like, you want to be above 200 pounds? It's like...
Well, you can't really be below. You're too tall to be below.
Yeah, if I got under 220,
You're 6'4", you said?
Yeah, I'm 6'4".
Okay. Well, every inch, you're almost like 10 pounds heavier than... So, like, I'm only 5'8".
What are you at right now?
I'm at 175.
You and I are the exact same weight.
I know, it's the weirdest thing. Siska's 6'2".
You both can go to hell.
See, and with me, like, I started out, like... The day that I was outside of high school, I was 125 pounds.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like the time period I was like, you know what? I should work out. I'm not in high school anymore. And we started working out at your house in Twain High.
Yeah.
And we'd use all your dad's equipment. And then we'd go take midnight runs. Yeah. And then ever since then, I've just kind of learned more and more and progressed. And
see, Spencer went the way, he went like bulking up. And I went the way of going down. Because by the time I was at high school, we kind of met in the middle. Because I started at like... fucking like 260 or something like that. By the time I was out of high school, now I'm about as I said, like 175. But it's just it was weird how that kind of worked, you know.
See, because I don't care, and I never enjoyed lifting weights because I did for football in high school. And I just never enjoyed because
neither do I. I don't really like.
I actually love lifting weights.
Yeah, that's Spencer's thing.
I have zero upper body.
I got so
strength.
into it. I was always kind of surprised too.
If someone falls down, if you fall down right now,
you're not gonna be able to take me out. If this place catches on fire and you get like fireman.
I'll drag you like a mofo. Yeah. Or if I get you up, I've got great lower body strength. So if someone puts me on puts you on my shoulders, I can. Yeah. But I don't like. I have a friend who is. He's about 5'7". You know him. And he's about 5'7" and just straight up fat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But since he's so short, but he's always like, I don't want to lose my muscle. I don't want to lose my muscle.
It's like,
and it's like, bro,
hang on, Gimli.
It's like, bro.
You can lose the insulation.
I don't give a crap about being muscular. I really don't. I've got no one to impress, and even if I did, they wouldn't care.
Yeah.
And like muscle to me, it's like I'd rather just be smart than be muscular.
Yeah, I'm saying I'd rather just have good stamina.
But also, I'd rather just be able to I'd like to go swimming. Like that's all.
And not get 10 feet out and be like, oh god,
no,
it's so far away. Oh good, there's a fisherman boat coming by. Maybe he can pick me up.
Or like if there were girls, I'd like to be like, meh. Okay, as opposed to because we've all
as opposed to like, give me my moo back.
Yeah, because we've all seen the fat guy that has way too much confidence.
Yeah,
it's like, bro, come on, man. And strutting around like, hey, I just lost 10 pounds. You're like, all right,
good for you, Dad. Tower rack.
But I've so, but like, yeah, I hate lifting weights, but I don't mind running.
See, I'm kind of funny. Like, I don't care for the running actually anymore.
Yeah.
Because the more I notice I lift weights, the harder it is for me to run.
Really?
Yeah. By doing more squats, I can't run for that long anymore. My legs rub together.
See, and vice versa. It's harder for me to work out when I run. See, I'm more of a stamina guy. I run all the time, or I'm doing something like that. That's just me. When it comes to like I can even tell you how much I can bench. Probably like there's probably high school 9th graders who can bench more than me.
Yeah, there's probably high school last year who can bench more than me too.
I've
been working at it for 5 years.
That's true. But I just like running. Really, I like going on my elliptical and I like swimming and I like running.
But right there though, like that's why I didn't like lifting Because everyone's like, guess how much I can bench?
Because it's a competition.
Guess how much I can bench? It's like, do you do anything else in bench? And my max...
I do bicep curls.
Yeah, bicep.
Like, okay.
My max when I was in high school, last time I squatted, I did like 520.
See, that's a lot.
Yeah. And, you know...
Yeah. My like max squat's like 225.
Yeah, so but like I couldn't bench. But yeah, but here's a fun thing. Let's take a poll. Out of the three of us, if you looked at our body weight, listeners, pick which one has out of the three of us who's completed a half marathon.
Not me.
Not me.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. And if y'all did the eyeball test, you'd be like, well, old Tubbs over there, you get
Old 320 ain't doing it.
a 400-pounder did a half marathon. No, I'm not 320. I'm like 318. I've gone down and
yeah.
No, but yeah, I did a half marathon and it wasn't that bad. It was boring as hell.
I can't imagine being that much fun.
Because it's like the first 3 miles suck because when you run with a lot of people around, you think you get really competitive.
Yeah.
And you're like, I must be really slow. Everyone's passing me. You don't take.
Where's the chili dog stand?
You don't take in consideration there's 1,000 people in this race. So yeah, 300 in front of you, but there's 700 behind you.
So you're really actually doing pretty damn good.
You're fine. You're in the top.
You're in the top 30%.
But when 300 people pass you, you're like, I'm gonna be last. I'm gonna be last. So you try to go to.
Yeah. But then you see those people 6 miles down the road.
Yeah.
You're like, sorry guys.
Yeah. So, but then once it thinned out, it was cool. So like the first 7 miles was just really nice. I was like, this is great. And then once I hit mile 10, I was like, what am I doing?
I could be at home.
This is what I
own a PS3. What am I doing here?
I paid money to do this?
Yeah.
Like, this is what cars were invented for. I don't know why.
5 miles is one thing, but
but like, I'm at 10 miles, and then the coolest thing, though, is when you hit mile 12, and you're like, I have 1 mile left. I'm just gonna push it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how stupid or out of breath you are. When you see that sign that says finish, all of a sudden you're like, hey everybody! Oh, this was no big deal. When 5 minutes ago I was like,
Yeah.
Although I'll tell you, I can't run. I don't know about you guys. I can't run without music.
No, unless I'm out in nature, I definitely can't do that.
Yeah. So
if I'm outside, I can do it.
no,
that's what I mean. Like I have to be like out like on a trail.
If I'm on my elliptical, I'm always watching TV.
Yeah, but
That's
like because I run around Sonora and do the trails
Yeah.
and whatnot. But like the scary thing is when I have my ears, my music going, I can't hear anything. So I just hear, it's the Eye of the Tiger. I just have Eye of the Tiger on repeat the whole time. Rising up to the fight.
Just get the Rocky greatest hits.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
best around.
So, but then when it goes to the next song and it goes silent, all of a sudden I hear myself breathing, and I sound like a locomotive.
Yeah.
That has like 4 too many cars trying to go up a hill. It's like, I know I can't.
I think I can.
No, it's like, I know I can't. I know I can't. I know I can't. Like, I can't sneak up on anybody.
Yeah.
And then the music comes again. It's the Eye of the Tiger. I'm like, oh, I can't even hear myself. I must be doing great. I almost spit on a woman today.
Spit? What are you doing?
I was running.
Yeah.
And I was running up this hill, and this woman who weighs about 30 pounds.
Okay.
Like, her legs are the size of my arms.
Okay.
Apparently, she was sneaking up behind me, and when I run, I'm a spitter.
Yeah.
I hawk a loogs all the time.
Yeah.
And so I went to hawk a loog, and I saw her, like, trying to pass me on the right. I caught the loog in midair.
Nice.
And she gave me the face finger, like, mad. But I felt
She should be grateful. You almost spit on her.
And but you got the ear pod. You got the earbud, so I didn't know.
You got the ear pod inside you.
Oh, Bobby,
God
doing
damn.
that ear pod thing.
I dated myself there a little bit. I am 49 years old. For everyone who wants to know.
49, 320.
And he picked 49 because
69 was taken.
Yeah.
So that's.
See, I'm one of those people, like, I kind of gave up on, like, the regular, like, long distance running. Now I just do, like, whenever I do cardio, I just do sprints.
Yeah, that's what people like you. Yeah, I tell people, I run 6 miles a day. You need to do sprints. Screw you.
I just like the idea. Once somebody said like, just do sprints instead. I'm like, it only takes like 10 minutes. I'm like, sure, sounds good enough to me.
Yeah.
Whenever I can't run for a long distance anymore, just from doing like.
I just don't like.
You can't do squats and run long distance. It just doesn't pan out.
Honestly, if I could get away with the rest of my life, I would just run on my elliptical. I just like watching TV or like that.
I like elliptical too because my legs don't rub together.
Yeah, and you don't have that hard impact of running. That's the problem.
Yeah. Well, I don't have that hard of impact. Yeah, but I just don't like the leg rubbing part. It's horrible.
All I know is when people ask like, "What's the secret to losing weight?" and I just tell people you have to work out, like because it would
work out and don't overeat. That's about it.
But but like you can't work out and eat, and you can't eat and or not eat and not work out. I mean it's. Because if you're not going to eat and not work out, you're basically starving yourself for nothing.
And then your body's metabolism slows down.
And then if you work out, but yet you're done and eat a burger, it's like
then your body's just tearing apart.
Yeah, it's like I just ran 3 hours. I just ran an hour and a half, and now I'm gonna eat a giant burger.
Well, the key thing too is to watch your carbs. Like don't. That's where everybody overdoes it at. You just.
Or if you're gonna eat carbs, don't eat a lot of like. I know it sounds like a fad right now, but honestly, don't eat a lot of like pasta or like wheat shit.
When did gluten turn into the devil?
Well. That's the thing.
Gluten,
it depends on who you are.
Like
really, well, that gluten thing that only happened like 50 years ago or something. Once people started eating too much processed food, we've developed children now that have this gluten intolerance.
Well, I don't know about your guys' dads, but my dad. When I was a kid, no one had a peanut allergy. No one had gluten problems. Yeah. We ate whatever we did. And I'm like, Dad, do you see your generation now?
Yeah.
I think 6 eggs and 4 slices of bacon for 35 years is kind of done you in.
Yeah.
But it's true.
Even that's why I have switched to rice, and I don't feel like full and crappy like when I have like a giant bowl of like spaghetti pasta or
I just don't understand when
I actually start getting nauseous now from eating too many like carbs. Like
I will.
I
do too.
I kind of did like this overload because I just got bored one day and I just started eating crackers and.
I feel like shit.
Horrible after.
But it's funny. Just try eating some rice or some popcorn instead, and you don't feel that bad.
No, yeah. If you eat the right stuff, it's fine.
Yeah. Even white rice.
Yeah, you just gotta watch how much you have. Just don't
don't overeat it. But
don't put like a cup in the rice maker.
If you have half a cup of white rice or like, I don't know, what's the equivalent? 2-3 slices of bread. I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever the equivalent is bread, you're gonna
one
feel,
slice of bread. Maybe.
You're gonna feel shitty. If you, I don't know. At least I am.
I like this. My thing is like I try to limit my carbs to just having like 1 or 2 slices of maybe Dave's bread, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Like, that's, like, the best way to go.
For me, I realized that I really can't eat white people foods. That's really kind of hurts me.
That same thing, too.
I can't drink milk. I can't eat a lot of bread.
I do like my milk a lot.
I know you do. I can't drink milk. I can't eat bread. I can't eat a lot of dairy. I'm just like caveman stuff where I just eat, like, I know that paleo thing, whatever. I don't eat like paleo, but I eat, like, meat and vegetables. And fruit off the trees. That
is the paleo diet.
Yeah, basically.
The paleo diet's pretty
But I'm not like hardcore, like, I only eat these things. But like I'm saying, that's kind of like how I eat, just because that's what makes me feel good, you know?
Well, I read this article the other day on like the milk thing, because there's a lot of people out there want to tell you that milk's bad.
It depends. It really depends on who you are.
Well, it said it depends where you come from.
Yeah, it depends if you're white or not.
And I remember somebody handed me this, because I had all this milk in the gym or whatever and stuff inside the soda fridge.
Badger milk?
Badger milk?
Is it badger milk?
No, it's not that. Okay. No, this is what it was, and he gave me this article. And it said, like, you know, it's like milk the deadly poison or whatnot. But as I read on, it's the people that, like, that are bothered the most by milk is people that are from, like, Southern Europe, or descendants from that area. Asia has a hard time handling milk.
Yeah.
Native Americans can't handle milk whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know, but the two people that can handle milk is Northern Europeans and Africans.
Yeah, because for millions of years they've been drinking that.
Well, yeah, because they had cows and goats and they lived up north. Exactly. There's not enough sun, so they took the milk and the substitute.
And like for your family, that's fine because your bloodline had milk. My family didn't. So
that's why it all made sense. Because like, no wonder you didn't like milk nearly as much because you got Native American in you when you think about it.
Exactly.
I gotta ask, do you think the guy that discovered milk was kind of a perv?
Yeah, just like. Gotta feel the fond of the nipples of the cow.
I don't think this is pee, but I don't think this is what else I think it might be. It tastes pretty sweet, though.
One day the town opens up. We're like, we're having a town meeting. They open the door, and there's just Mr. like, Jim's down there fucking sucking off the cow down below. Just like, oh!
What are you doing?
That's a cow, you heathen.
It feels great. Tastes so good.
I can't stop. It's like it's coming in my mouth.
Yeah, took a delightful topic and took it to a weird place there, but
you should have heard the last podcast.
I like the problem with me is I I have a tendency to like I overeat in situations where it's like, there's nothing more I would rather do than watch like a Giants game with like a giant pizza, like and just sit and do that. You know, like, so it's tough for me to not, you know, like sit down and just because it's like, oh, I'd love to have just a giant burrito and nachos and just like then veg out and watch a game.
Well, you'd like Stallone's diet, like the way that he eats is that Monday through Friday he eats as healthy as possible. You know what I mean? You stick to all your good stuff. And he's like, by the time about Saturday night comes, or Saturday middle of the day, I kind of start eating whatever I want. You know, if I want, and then by Sunday, if I want to eat a giant pizza, watch the game, eat an Italian sandwich, all this stuff, ice cream, I can have whatever I want. And by the time it becomes Sunday night, I'm kind of going, well, now I want to start eating healthy again and go through.
The problem with,
and actually, it's a good thing though because it speeds up your metabolism.
The problem with that is people that are in shape do that. Like when people like I hear like The Rock, he's like, oh yeah, like look, I ate a whole pizza last night. I was like, yeah. You could eat 20 whole pizzas and you'd still be The Rock. Yeah. I eat 20 whole pizzas. I'm going to be the Blob. Which I already am. So that just makes me the Blob squared.
Yeah, honestly, what helps me from overeating, honestly, it's like first meal, sometimes I like to eat fatty stuff in the morning. Like bacon or peanut butter, even something like that, because that fills you up. When you have like fat, oils, and like some sort of maybe complex carb in the morning, you're not going to want to eat that kind of stuff later in the day. Your body's going to be like, you know, I already have this. I don't mind having like a salad and maybe a small slice of chicken for dinner. Your body, at least that's what happens with me.
You know, well, a key thing is food timing. If you eat, you know, you can eat almost whatever you can almost want in the morning because you got all day long to burn it off. Yeah. Where you don't want to eat that pizza at nighttime, even though it always sounds nice. Yeah. You don't want to have that bread.
You don't want to eat unless you're doing that warrior diet. You said you don't want to eat after honestly 6 or 7.
Well, there's nothing wrong with eating after them, but stick to just meat and vegetables or protein and vegetables, however you want to look at it. Like, just keep away from the carbs. The carbs is what messes you up.
When you sleep,
It's not the meat and the vegetables.
Yeah. You guys ever have a date? I'm sure neither of you do, but because we're both 170 pounds and enjoying life. Is it bikini season yet? Oh boy! But for the rest of us in the room,
like you and David Bowie up there.
Me and Lab.
He's a better shape than everybody.
Yeah, look at he looks good in that too. But anyway.
Which I can have those tights.
If I hate when I have a day where like I had a good run in the morning, great shower, I go to work and I'm just feeling good, and I feel and then I walk by a window and I look and I'm like, oh God. Oh Lord. We got a long way to go there. Like first I'm like, who's the fatty? Oh! Oh God.
Take the mirror down! Take the mirror down!
That's me. So
that's like I love that.
God, why is there no more mirrors left in the restroom anymore?
Like, and the problem, I don't know about because you were never big, Spencer.
I never was.
But Cisco, you were. Yeah. Like the problem is, I don't think that you could ever lose enough weight to feel like good. Because like you always have the thought of a fat guy. You're always like, yeah, I'm the fat guy. Ah. Yeah. I mean, even now that I'm down to 318. I still think of myself as a 340er. I mean,
that's
it's
true.
Like, oh.
Well, for me, like, it took a long time. It took me to, like, honestly, once I broke 190.
Shut up.
I'm just saying for me, that, I was like, okay, I don't really feel like the fat guy anymore. Now I'm just like, you know what, I'm fine. Like that's the point where I was like, no, I didn't have that like,
hey, gotta lose fatty, you fat,
fatty, you are fat.
You know what's fun is I've dropped 70 pounds and I still hate myself. Yeah. It's like,
70 pounds now?
70, yeah.
Maybe you're just self-loathing.
Yeah, well that is when you grow up the way I did, you're gonna hate yourself regardless. When that just goes without saying. But like I started at. Here's everyone who can do math. If Guy started at 310 pounds and he lost 70 pounds, what is he currently at?
550, of course.
There we go. Wait, what am I at?
250.
No.
You're at
What'd you say you started? I got
240.
240. Yeah. Yeah, so 240. Yeah. So I'm 6'4", 240.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For 6'4",
that's actually not bad.
That's not bad at all. No. I mean, not to compare you to a football player, but look at the football players who are 6'5", 360. Yeah.
Patrick Willis is 6'3", 245.
Yeah.
Who do you think looks better?
There you go.
Well, see, now what you can do is you can start just like staying at that weight, but converting it over. To more
Yeah, you
muscle.
can convert it from muscle.
Yeah, that's what I do. I just tell everyone, actually, I'm really ripped. It's all. This is all. So yeah,
Insulation.
So,
I'm like an ice chest.
So once again, if I get down to 220, it'll be like
I'm not fat. I'm big man.
that's no. But also like
Yeah.
when you have siblings that like drill it into your head that you're the fat kid. Like, even when I wasn't fat, like, my sister and my brother were just like...
You're fatter than us, so you're the fat one.
You're fat. You're fat. So I'm just like...
Yeah, I am fat. I mean, I accept that.
Yeah.
I am fat. I'll make jokes about it, but secretly I'll cry inside.
I'll cry myself this
I'm gonna cry myself, but first I'm gonna go make some pancakes.
Put some ice cream on top of it.
And I'll take that giant pancake and roll it over myself like a blanket and just cuddle up.
That's why I can't smoke weed. Because
pancakes would just be your best friend.
No, anything would. Like the munchies, you can't let a fat guy have any excuse.
You would just go to the fridge. You'd be like Kirby, dude.
No, I know exactly what you mean. I know a lot of people who were like a decent weight, including a girl I dated in high school. She was like a decent weight, but then when she started smoking weed,
they get lazy.
They get big. They just
because
blow
like
up,
and here's like the thing when I would smoke weed like in high school. And you could always tell when I got high because I would make the weirdest things. Mm-hmm. Like, I'd just be sitting there and be high and I'd be like, all right, you know what sounds great right now? Clam chowder mixed.
the key thing is always the mixed part.
Yeah. Mixed with cereal. Let's give it a shot.
Pour it in like milk.
I'd be so stoned. I'd be like, this is half
fucking
bad.
awesome.
This is amazing. And then, wake up in the morning, it's like, what the hell is it? Looks like Jonestown the morning after. But
sometimes you realize when you get like the stomach aches, it's all from eating stupid things combined together.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
when I gained a lot of weight was when I moved out and I started living on my own.
Okay.
And so what would happen is...
And then you sit at home watching the commercial and be like, I have a car. I have a wallet.
Well,
I have freedom now. I can do whatever I want.
This Bell's open till 2?
What?
Yeah.
They probably did it just for me. They were thinking of me.
So what I would do, I was playing a lot of musical shows at that time. So this was every Friday and Saturday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Every night what I would do, I'd play till about 2 in the morning. And I would go to the gas station on the corner by my house. I'd get a giant thing of soda. I'd get 3 Hot Pockets.
Yeah.
And I'd get a bag of chips.
Yeah.
This is, by the time I get home, it's 3 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I eat my Hot Pockets, drink my soda, have my chips, go to bed, and I repeat the process all over again. And that's just the weekends. So the weekdays would be, I was working at the pizza parlor at the time too, so it wasn't like, Is
this a Pizza Plus?
Yeah.
And I heard that's reopening, by the way.
Really? Is it Pizza Plus, though? Or
yeah,
apparently. I'm surprised, because that's taking a gamble there at fucking Tuolumne.
Yeah, but I guess it is.
Everything else is
not
dead.
the old owners.
No, probably not, but anyway.
Why would you open up a restaurant in Tuolumne? It just seems...
It's just...
It's just a dumb idea.
You're asking for trouble. Yeah. It's too bad they don't have stuff in Tuolumne.
Wait till the Indians find out. They'll be like, oh, we womp them down.
Exactly. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean. When I moved out of my house, and Spencer and I moved to that place in San Francisco.
Well, this is when me and Cisco, we
go to Costco.
We had $100, and we're like, dude, we should have just got $100 worth of DiGiorno's.
Yeah, we would go to Costco, and seriously, we'd get like 9 pizzas. I'd get like a 32 thing of Coke. And then we just Spencer
we had a whole fridge.
And then we'd have like
Coke.
that bread that your dad gave us, like 4 loaves of bread, and then like 5 pounds of cheese.
Even though,
and we're like, that's our good. That's our meal.
We still ate pretty good though, because we like barbecued every night. Because your dad gave us like
that's true
all that pork, so we had pork.
Yeah, we had like the leftover pork, so we just like ate.
And
pork.
we had a bunch of asparagus. I remember eating asparagus.
We ate asparagus and like pork or chicken or something every night. We didn't have carbs, but the problem is like we wouldn't have. It's like I'm not having carbs for dinner, so I can have a pizza for breakfast and lunch.
We would have DiGiorno's like we probably had 1 DiGiorno a day.
Yeah, I
easily.
Think so.
Yeah.
We had
60 pounds later. You're like,
and then we'd also there was a time period too where we just played like copious amount of video games. Like
I
feel like
I remember that because
I played more video games
because you were just working. I was working too, but I was taking like 12 units, and they were all like, "Oh, come to school for 4 hours a day, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Otherwise, you're done."
Yeah.
So I'd work in the mornings like Monday through Wednesday, and then I'd have like Tuesday and Thursday basically.
And then we just like it was just whenever we got home, it was just like let's just play video games like it's going out of style.
And we we became isolated. We didn't have friends. We just became those weirdos who just played video games all the time.
And nobody could come over and play video games with us. So it became weird.
You guys are basically me without the video games.
There you go.
I mean, like, I play a lot. One thing I do notice, this is always a problem too. Whenever I get near an area that has internet again, because I normally don't have internet at my house.
Yeah, neither do I.
So when I have, like, every time I've ever moved anywhere and I got internet, there is this period where it's like I almost have to make up for lost time of not playing games online.
Yeah.
Like, I'll get fucking Xbox hooked up and it'll be like, you know, every day it's come home, play fucking 6 hours of Gears of War. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. No, yeah, I feel like a bum sometimes. I'm like that guy, like, spare change! Spare internet! I went up to Guy's house a few months ago. I was like, hey, Guy, can I use your internet, please? Because I don't have it up here.
It's such a pain in the ass not having the internet nowadays.
It's terrible.
Because you got to update your Blu-ray player, you got to update your video game consoles, you got to upgrade your TVs, your fucking computer.
Fucking iTunes, you got to update all the time for me.
I'll tell you, I went... Here's how caveman my life was up until about a year and a half ago. Mm-hmm. When I moved... You remember the old place on the hill?
Yeah.
The old place on the hill.
With the rats, mind you.
I actually didn't mind. I didn't mind. I didn't live there, so yeah. But I liked it every time I went there.
It was really nice for about a half hour. It really inspired. It really inspired me to do work on the road.
I didn't like your driveway. I hated your driveway.
Yeah, it's kind of scary driveway.
Yeah.
So
your neighbors are kind of scary too.
Yeah, the manlords. But
yeah, they were the manlords.
I did not have internet or TV until I was 24 years old.
Yeah.
24.
You're better off about TV sometimes.
But that's the thing, like, I got so, like, tired of having to go...
Were you the season set man?
Yeah. But, I get so tired of being like, oh, the Giants are on. Well, I gotta go to my dad's, or I gotta go to my grandma's, or I gotta go to the pizza parlor. You know,
I gotta go out in civilization. I can't walk to the comfort of my own home and put my boxers on.
Yeah, but I have to, like, bum it. Like, I told my dad, I said, yeah, I'm gonna go get a pizza at the pizza parlor, you know, at Mike's and watch the Giants game. And he goes, what, do you go to the library to read their free newspaper too? You homeless person?
Yeah? Fuck you, Dad!
It's like, well... Yeah, and so...
That's all I got, man.
There is something nice about having, like, for sporting events where I can just, you know, watch it. But, like...
But then it sucks when your team is not local.
Well,
it's
like, when I was living in Modesto, you know, I get the Niner games, so I watch the Niner games, but then I have to go to, like, Chicago Uno Grill and deal with the Patriots.
See, this sounds like such an
Raiders
American problem.
There.
Like, oh my God, guys, I gotta go down to the Chicago Uno Grill.
I gotta go get
deal with people at a bar,
yeah,
just to watch my game. I mean, come on.
It was torture, man. I couldn't stand it. Honestly,
it's but you know, having the internet's just like, because every question I want to know is there.
Yeah.
Like anything you want to know is just right there.
Well,
which makes me think, how did we live without the internet before?
I've lived a year and a half on my damn iPhone.
Well, that's what I do too. I have to look up shit on my phone. I have to always do that.
Yeah.
Well, my computer's so slow at my house, but I got Wi-Fi at the house, so I just use my phone and, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so hard nowadays just to do anything without the internet. Stuff always has to update. You get a new game, it's like, fuck, I gotta go download stuff.
You want to find a job? 95% of them. Oh yeah, go on online, do a 3-hour survey, and then maybe we'll call you.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like, great, thanks.
But yeah, it's one of the biggest pain in the ass. You do a podcast, you gotta upload. You always gotta find a place to upload it.
Yeah.
Like at least where I work at, I just upload things on the internet all day long.
Yeah, it's good to mooch off your employer.
Yeah, you gotta use that, but come on,
Yeah.
Still, it's one of those ones. It's just like that's just such a big dilemma. Yeah. I don't care to have TV. It's I really don't watch anything on TV. I only started watching one show recently. Just because there was TV and
it's just sports. It's for me. That's all I really care about on TV.
There's very few things that I record on TV.
I mean, if I had TV, I could see. Like, obviously, if you have it, might as well.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's stuff that I set up to record. I always watch The Impractical Jokers. I always watch Tosh.0. I watch my sporting events, and there's a show 48 Hours Mysteries. I like those mysteries. By the way, side note, and this is to all our listeners out there. If you are a man, contrary to what Cisco and Spencer say a man is, you don't have to beat that video game. But if you're a man and you are with a woman and she dies, you're going to go to jail. Regardless if you did it or not. So here's what I've had my girlfriend do. I make her once a week tell someone else, some different person, Guy never hits me. I never feel threatened, and he treats me
You
very.
Do you
cover-
sit
you
it
cover
down
your
in front of a
bases.
camera and just have her talk to it?
I need that.
It's like a terrorist video. They are treating me very good in here.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I will be home soon, Mom.
That's what I make her do because every episode I watch, this woman dies, and then the number one suspect, husband, boyfriend, it doesn't matter.
Father.
It doesn't. No. It's whoever she's sleeping with, and it just father. So Cisco, you guys make your girls in podcast world, make your girls just randomly tell people, my boyfriend, he's never hit me. Yeah. I never worry, because it's always the friend who's like, she told me in confidence one time that he threw her up against the wall and said, if you ever try to leave me, I'll kill you. And that's what.
And then they use that against him.
It's like that Oscar Pistorius story that's going around now. The guy has no legs. He's an Olympic runner, and they're saying he killed his girlfriend. I'm like, okay, I don't know all the facts of the story.
I'm not there.
I'm not a judge, but
he's got no fucking
legs.
God, get the guy
Come on, guys.
But he's got. Yeah, I don't know about that, but but still. So just any guys out there, make sure you get your girls saying that, because if for some reason, heaven forbid, she gets killed, you're going to jail. And if you're a good looking dude in jail, you ain't gonna like it.
So start gaining that weight.
Start gaining that weight.
No, because at the end you're really gonna hate it. I'll tell you what, they tell me, my time in the pen, man, I got passed around more times than a joint, man. It was terrible. So just
You also get burned more times than a joint.
Yeah. Make sure, she just throws that out there in social, Hey, so how's work? Good. My boyfriend loves me very much. Yeah, that's right, I do, bitch.
So that police officer that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those kind of strange that without TV and without internet, though, it almost feels like I kind of go back in time, because where I get mostly all my news from nowadays is from podcasts.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, at first we
It's
had
like
radio to give us
that tribal village that comes through town. There is this in this town, this land. Oh, great, good to know.
Yeah, the problem with that is, I listen to it takes me so long to get caught up on them, so I'm like, wait a minute, a plane went missing? When? No, so I go...
Titus, why didn't you mention this earlier? Oh, you did.
I go up to people and be like, hey, did you guys hear about the shooting in Colorado? Boy, it was in a theater and everything. Like, I was a year and a half ago. I'm getting caught up on the podcast. Shut up.
I don't want to miss an episode now, or they might not line up.
So, if the news comes on, I'm like, la 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 la. Don't know.
I'll hear the podcast. But no, it's kind of weird though, because it's like, you think with technology. At first, you have the newspaper, then you have the radio, then you have the television, then you have the internet. Yeah. Well, almost podcast it's like going back to the radio again, except you're getting your specific radio.
With me, I get, unless it's election season, I get 80% of my news from NFL Network. That's what I watch my news on.
You know what's sad, and this is a slight diversion, but it's about getting news and whatnot. I was looking on the internet machine the other day, and I saw another shooting at Fort Bragg.
No, not Fort Bragg. Fort Bragg's in the California. It's at Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, the sad thing is remember when Columbine happened and it just the world stopped? Mm-hmm. You're like, wait, someone shot a group of people?
But then look at what was the Texas, or not, Virginia Tech one.
Well, yeah,
but then Virginia Tech.
Well, there's one, now there's a shooting.
Every other month, and it's like.
Every other week.
So I was like, oh, there's a shooting. Oh, what's Kim Kardashian wearing? That's disgusting.
It almost doesn't phase you because they happen so often.
What's trending? It's Lady Gaga does this. Kardashian does this.
Mudslide in Washington. Well, let's go back to Kardashians.
Yeah. 6 dead and shooting.
It's funny. It's like a trend. It's like a hashtag another shooting. So it's like
hashtag shooting.
It's like
if you want to join in on the conversation.
It's like this happens. It's like a regular thing now.
It's so sad. It's just like shooting. What do you know?
Well, it's weird because once something happens too many times, then it just kind of doesn't phase you anymore.
So here's something that I was thinking about that I know is near and dear to Cisco's heart. And I was wanting to propose this to you guys. Pedophiles.
Oh yes, of course. I did have a mustache for 3 years, so I know a lot about the Chester molester lifestyle.
When you see a van, let's say a white
van, a terrorist van
with no windows.
Me and Cisco used to always call them terrorist vans.
Yeah, terrorist vans. Yeah,
rapist vans. If you see a van like that.
And a man with a sofa trying to get it in the back of the van, and I think it looks like he needs some help.
No,
don't help him.
No, but let's just say you see a van like that parked by an elementary school. What are you thinking?
it's either the ice cream man or it's the other ice cream man.
You're thinking like that. I don't like that. So, but like pedophiles continue to use the van.
The same thing.
And it's like, when are you gonna learn? Now, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I don't
get a smart car. They'll never notice.
I've got one better, but I don't condone
get a motorcycle.
Pedophiles. I'm just gonna say that. I don't think it needs to be said, but just if anyone wants to throw it back in my face, I think pedophiles are bad.
I thought we should get that across.
Diddling little kids. We don't need it.
You know, when I was in Nashville, this was the funniest thing. There was an elementary school, and across the street was a porn store.
And we wonder why kids...
Yeah, we wonder why that happened. So, the guy's in his van. He could just be going to the porn store for all we know.
Yeah, he's like...
But also, the playground's right next door, too. I mean, he could fucking go inside the porn store, look out the window at the playground.
So, here's my suggestion.
He could get both. He can get his kids and his porn all at the same time. One-stop shopping.
His kid and his kicks at the same time. But here's my suggestion. If you're going to have... If you're like, all right, I'm a pedophile. I want to go and abduct some kids. I got my van. I think this is a giant red flag. I suggest a limo.
It makes you look classy.
People never second guess a limo.
No, he must have a lot of money.
If you park,
but then you gotta have a driver that's in on it. Though.
You can drive.
Yeah,
you're not gonna. You're gonna look. They're gonna be like a cabbie. I'm not gonna.
How do you you still have to drive a van? What's the difference?
Well, anything too. If you pick up a kid in a limo. Everybody's going like, that fucking rich kid.
Yeah. But like, if you're like...
That's true.
Nobody's going to have any concern for that kid.
But you can still say, you can still use your same lines, I've got candy.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's like...
Who wants to ride in a limo?
Yeah. So it's like...
It's a party bus, got balloons.
So, yeah. And so
got booze.
But there's nobody in the world that's going to be like...
It's
going to be like, you know what? That limo looks suspicious. Be like... Freaking limo!
Yeah. I want to fucking ride in it.
Yeah, I mean, so it's like,
give me some of that free candy, sir.
You see, the rapist van. You're like, nope. Same
Billy,
dude,
you get back here.
Same dude, just pulls up in a limo. It's like
puts on a nice little tuxedo, maybe
like,
just classes
right. Because it's a limo. You never what bad happens in a limo aside from unwanted pregnancy. Nothing. So I'm just saying, pedophiles,
get a limo.
Get a limo. The sad thing is I told my friend that joke one time, and I was sitting.
He was like, when I was 6 years old.
He's like, I tried that.
A limo pulled up and pulled me in with the candy line.
I was parked and a limo drove by, and I was like, and it was right by an elementary school. I was like, they're catching on. We're gonna see limo sales go up 50%.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta have those limo sales.
Yeah.
I'd also like to repeat that I don't condone diddling kids.
He is trying to help them out by giving them ideas.
But he
doesn't condone it.
He's both ways. He's not taking a stand.
Look,
he's saying it's bad, but I want to kind of.
I guess I should be also clear and say I do have a stock in a limo company, so I'm just trying to drum up some business.
Come on.
But yeah. So it's just it's people are getting lazy. I think
that's true.
That happens.
They are.
But yeah.
All right.
Anybody got any other fun topics?
Well, I don't know if you can top pedophiles.
Yeah, I know that's kind of like the highlight of the night. Well, if anything, make sure you go to oldmanorange.com. There you can find all the videos, podcasts, animations, and so on. Click on our Amazon link. If you're going to be buying anything from there, it helps us out. Doesn't cost you anything, but it gives us a little kickback here. Send us an email at oldmanorangepodcast@yahoo.com. Speaking of email, I actually do have an email. Before I forget.
GuessGuysWait.com. That's a fun one.
Oh, I got that link.
Yeah.
Here's from a guy, his name's David Freslone. And the topic says, yo, 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 bro. He sent stuff in before. Mm-hmm. It says, yo, Muhammad Ali, you're all my favorite dudes. You guys are so hilarious. I'm laughing at you guys all day long. Anyway, I made a list of my top 10 favorite things ever. Number 1, bagels.
I'm okay with that.
Oh, yeah, Number bagels. 2, Chris Christie.
Juicy?
Chris Christie goes with bagels.
Yeah.
He eats
bagels.
bagels.
Yeah, bagels and Chris Christie. That's an interesting list.
Number 3, ear biscuits.
Ear biscuits?
I'm not even sure.
I'm not. That must be.
Is that like?
Is it like?
Is that like dog treats? Like ear biscuits? Like pig ears? Like dogs?
That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
If I had to guess. Number 4, Johnny Depp. I like Ed Wood.
I do him.
Yeah, Ed Wood's great movie.
I just watched the movie again. That is seriously a 10 out of 10 movie.
Wait, am I the only one that said I'd do him?
No, we all said that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still a Brad Pitt man.
Gotta say, Kurt Warner's my man if I'm gonna go gay. That's my man.
Number 5, money.
Money.
You gotta like money.
I like how Bagels and Chris Christie are before money.
And Johnny Depp.
Yeah, and Johnny Depp, yeah.
Number 6, toy airplanes. Have you ever played with a toy airplane?
You know, I just found one the other day when I was going through all my shit. I was cleaning my house up, and I found one of those little, remember those little, like, styrofoam airplanes you could buy at the
Is this the
store?
ones now you... Oh, the ones where, like...
They're like 50 cents.
50 cents.
Yeah, and you
I
put them
found one
together,
the other day, and I
you
made
throw
it.
it- cool.
You throw it one time, and it would, like, the wings would go cockeye, and it would go...
And then it would break, yeah.
Well, yeah, that was the problem, though, is every single plane, they'd always break. Do
Yeah.
you remember those things like air hogs?
Yeah, I remember those, yeah. Air Hogs, the commercial.
Did you ever see an air hog?
Yeah.
Yeah, you wind up the
They always
rubber
had,
band and you would
whenever
chuck
I watched
it and it goes
Pokemon when I was a kid, I was at the Air Hogs
into
commercial.
like a tree.
Yeah.
Speaking of airplanes, real quick, I'm starting to think that, Asians are such bad drivers. I'm starting to think the Pearl Harbor was an accident.
So what you're saying is that they crashed because they couldn't see so
Because
well.
they're so bad at driving.
Because they had big, thick glasses.
And because they're Asians and they're terrible drivers. Yeah, I said it. I played a stereotypes.
Oh, that's okay. Number 7, Barry Manilow.
Yeah,
I am her child.
Her name was
Wherever
Lola.
I go.
She was a showgirl with yellow ribbons in her hair and her dress cut down to the.
What's that? What's the one in the Family Guy episode where they go see Barry Manilow? They sing, oh, Sandy, wherever you came and you helped me from saving. I
remember that, but I don't
It's
remember
like they're all like, Barry Manilow's gay. I don't want to go see Barry Manilow. Hey, come on, Peter, let's go see it. And then they all go see Barry Manilow, and Peter's like in tears.
Is that your Peter impression?
Peter. Yeah, Peter. I can't
Peter
do
Griffin.
Very good, I'm sorry. I'm more of a Hank Hill guy.
No.
Oh, dang it, Bobby.
Oh, dang it.
No, Lois, let me tell you.
Let me tell you, Lois. Peter Griffin here.
Yeah,
Hey, fellas.
We
I can do Cleveland pretty good.
It happens.
We suck.
Number 8, Mel Gibson.
Okay.
I'm gonna disagree with that one.
He's a big Mel Gibson fan, though.
I like Mel Gibson.
I love Mel Gibson. I'm a big fan of Mel Gibson.
Look,
Come on.
Mel Gibson.
Come on. Road Warrior, Lethal Weapon,
What women
Brain
want.
Warrior. Yeah. Braveheart.
Hey, Passion of the Christ is a pretty badass movie, I gotta say.
I like-
Yeah, but
I
it's not
like
as good as Last Temptation of
Time
Christ.
out. I like that you referred to the murder of Jesus Christ as a badass movie.
It was a badass movie.
It really is.
It's a serious topic,
But it's
and yes, it's a
action-packed.
serious thing. But it was an action-packed awesome movie. I'm just saying it was
It's
a good
an
movie.
action-packed, awesome movie. The murder
That should
of
be
our,
on the fucking back of it.
our-
4 stars!
the murder
Cisco
of, our,
Garcia says.
of our Lord and Savior
It was-
is a badass.
The
action-filled
movie was made well. I'll say that. Terrible story, obviously, but the movie was made well.
Well, here's the thing. Have you ever... There's some pretty good Jesus movies out there. Have you ever seen Last Temptation of Christ?
No.
You gotta see it. Willem Dafoe plays
Which-
Jesus.
When did that come out?
Came out in like 87 or something like that. It's a Martin Scorsese film.
Okay.
It is so badass.
I'm
It is the coolest Jesus movie you'll ever see.
I'm sure he stuck. They stuck to the gospel 100% on that one.
It goes off on these like kind of like the other kind of stories of Jesus, but it kind of like leads in this other path.
Kind of like that.
Totally worth watching. It's a
Noah
really
movie.
hard movie to come across though.
The Noah movie was a giant piece of crap.
Was it? Did you see it?
Yeah, and for
Because it's a Darren Aronofsky movie, and that's where like it sold it to me.
listen, here's the thing: as someone who attends church every week and reads the Bible and is a devout Christian, that movie's a giant flaming piece of crap. There's nothing in it that's biblical. I'll take it back. There's 2 things. 1, there's a guy named Noah, and 2, there was a flood. Aside from that, I mean, there's crap that you're watching and going like,
Well,
Is it a decent movie though? I mean,
like
just including it being like
put that
accurate.
apart. Put the Bible part. Like just watching it. If you weren't watching it for the Bible story,
hold on,
is it fun? Is it a fun movie to watch?
all right, let me ask you
It's
this.
action packed.
Yeah,
would
it's
you-
action packed. Yeah.
How would you like it if let's say what's one of your like Star Wars? Everyone knows Star Wars, right? Is that a good example? Everyone knows
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
When you meet people that don't know Star Wars, you just question.
Are you gonna
like,
make the Phantom Menace comparison?
No, okay, no. Let's go Dumb and Dumber. Everyone knows Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's say I said, all right, listen, I want you to make a movie called Dumb and Dumber. There's a guy named Harry and there's a guy named Lloyd, and they're slow. Make a remake of it. Go, and that's all you know about it.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, all right, a guy named Harry, a guy named Lloyd, and they're slow. And you want me to make an exact replica of... I've got a script, but I'm not going to pay attention to it at all. I'm just going to do exactly how I think it went. And you're watching it going, this is crap. They know what... I mean, here's the original script of Dumb and Dumber, and they're like, no, we're not going to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
And so the whole time you're just like... You can't even be like, this is a good movie, because you're like, this is so inaccurate. It's just crap. I mean, they don't refer to God in the whole movie.
Yeah.
They refer
Well,
to...
Well, they said they call him the creator,
the
right?
creator.
Which, I mean...
But you know what? Here's the problem with the movie. They made it like an environmentalist thing where the animals were the most important thing.
Yeah.
You know, and where God was punishing Noah. But in the Bible it says God favored Noah because he was a righteous man. And it was just ridiculous.
I thought Noah was an alcoholic, though.
No. I mean, he but that's... No, he got drunk at the end. I mean, that's what
he celebrated.
Yeah.
He fucking survived
there was
certain death.
Yeah.
In this movie, they had giant rock creatures. Like
golems?
Like these rock creatures that help build the ark. You're like, what are you...
Well,
imagine Transformers.
This is what I have to say, though. It's Darren Aronofsky, so you know it's going to have a different take.
I just think they're like...
You can't tiptoe around the Bible. Like, this is the
story of Noah. The story of Noah is what? Like... It's like what? 6 pages?
It's
7 pages.
Well, it's not like we
and
have
how can you make
our great grandpa
movie?
who was fucking there with Noah to explain it to us.
But you have this in the Bible. This is what it said happened. And if you were like, I don't even care what this is. I'm just gonna make my own interpretation. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Like so, and there's some things that you can do that with, but like with the Bible. Like, you can't just be like, I'm just going to make it.
Well, the one thing about the Bible, though, there's kind of like the Bible, and that's one set of stories, but there is also other history stuff that kind of adds into it, to giving kind of like different ideas of what might have happened in some of these situations.
But you can't veer from what the Bible says.
But then again, like the Bible, though, like all those Old Testament stories, those ones are all made up stories to explain a good moral value out of everything.
Yeah.
Like, none of that stuff is real.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's all just that, because like if you ask any Jewish person, they'll tell you it's like no, those aren't real things. They're stories. Like a comic book that explain good ideas and how to be a better person. That's the whole point of it.
But then you're saying the flood never happened.
Exactly.
Okay, so that was just a...
Well, yeah, I've even talked to like my girlfriend who's a devout Catholic, and she's like, yeah, the flood probably never happened, but it's what God teaches us how we should act as a person, that God needed to cleanse the world.
Well, and I just in all fairness, if you call yourself a believer and you don't believe that everything in the Bible is truth, then you're not a true believer, and I'm going to stick to that. And I don't, if people, and that's the thing, people will call you crazy, and they'll be like, oh, you believe this, and you have to, and that's just the way it is, and people think you're crazy, and so if you don't believe something happened that is in the Bible, then you're just going to say, well, then it's all lies, and God doesn't lie, and
Firstly, I agree with the fact that all the stories, yeah, they could have happened, but I think the point of the story is get the moral of what you want.
So what's the moral of
Well, it's like Norse mythology too. It's like the whole point is every story has a moral in it. It's like Greek mythology
then
too.
I believe that the moral behind Noah was that guy.
Yes.
I'm referring you to God. No. God believed. God
we both got the same weight
that the world
issue.
was being corrupt. There was not, people were not following the way that God wanted, and he needed to cleanse the world.
What better way to cleanse it than the flood?
And so the moral story is, act in God's image.
But he didn't.
Well, think about it. It's written
by.
He
didn't really do it.
It's written by a bunch of Jewish people. What do Jewish people do best?
Be a flood. It could have been someone else.
But he really didn't flood. So then he's,
But
when God said, "I will never destroy the earth by flood,"
yeah,
I will never, destroy the earth by flood again. You're like, well, then that's not true.
Well,
so then if God said, "I will not destroy the world by flood," then and you're saying He didn't destroy it by flood in the first place, then you're calling God a liar.
Well,
I just think that it's a different story.
Look, what do Jewish people do really good in the last 100 years? They write a lot of good movies. They make a lot of good movies. They tell a lot of great stories.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Bible. It's just they know how to write a great story and how to explain these things out to people. It's story is good. It's like really our modern day mythology is comic books nowadays. Batman, Superman, all they're stories of how to do good in life. That's really all they are. Mm-hmm. Now they haven't been around for long enough to be kind of considered like legendary as Norse or Greek or Shinto or any of those other ones. Mm-hmm. But that's what it is. It's modern day mythology.
Yeah, that's true.
And the whole point of mythology is stories of like learning a lesson.
Yeah. Anyway, we got off the point of what we were talking about.
That's true. Yeah, we got.
We still have.
We still got
the next
email,
one's more important than anything else we've been talking about. Number 9, Old Man Orange podcast.
Yes.
Goddamn right. Go. And then number 10, Hillary Clinton. We outbeat Hillary Clinton. Come on, you go.
Okay, awesome. Well, that's interesting that they put Hillary Clinton and Chris Christie on the same list. That's very interesting.
And Mel Gibson.
And Mel Gibson too.
But still, see, Old Man Orange. It's on there. It's in the top 10.
Yeah, thanks for the shout out, dude.
Very nice.
Yeah. All right.
So do we plug anything? Is there anything you guys want to plug?
I just plug the website mostly. But...
not really.
Y'all can follow me on the tweet machine.
You at the Twitter?
I'm on the Twitter.
I'm on the Twitter too.
It's Guy Dossi, GUYDOSSI. I post very, very
naked pictures.
Naked pictures
Of yourself.
Every time
you lose 10 pounds,
you really want to see what
another nude picture.
We really want to go what weight he's at and what he looks like. Now you can see it.
Yeah,
and you know he tries to do it in a very kind of like he'll take like a Michelangelo statue and he'll kind of pose with it in front of the mirror.
So
he's creative. He's not just taking selfies. Let's just say that.
Follow me on the tweet machine. That's Guy Dossi, GUYDOSSI.
You can follow me there too at Spencer S. Holmes.
And I don't have that tweet machine
and
yet.
You can write Cisco a letter at Cisco Garcia 1267 West Camaro Drive.
There you go. Write me a letter and I might respond to it.
You can meet him down at Twain Hart Drive. He'll be waiting there for you.
If you want to see Cisco, just go down to the local Starbucks where he's using the free internet.
That's right. You know,
he'll be that guy who's sitting there with PS4.
If you've got a house that you are willing to donate your internet from, give me a call. Look, write me a letter.
I'll give you $50 a month so I can just go there and use a room.
There you go.
I make jokes, but for half of my articles, I have to, because there's a quick deadline and I do work in another county, I get my article and I bring my laptop and I go to the McDonald's because there's free Wi-Fi so I can type it there and email it.
Yeah.
So you know what's like nice about McDonald's one? You can sit out in the parking lot and still pick up the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You don't have to even go inside.
But
that's true.
Then I look like I'm downloading porn if I'm in the so at least I look legit. So like instead of having to drive home and do all that. So yeah, I mean the guy that's like sitting with a laptop in his car like at 9:30 at night, he's downloading porn. Yeah. I am not. I am writing legitimate masterpieces.
Masturbator pieces.
Oh, actually, I've got to say one last thing. You remind me of something. My drummer told me the funniest story the other day. He said, okay, his job is he takes care of kids with like autism or mental handicaps during the day. So he takes them on trips. He takes them on trips, like like watch trips and all that. So he took them to the library last week, and they were like, I forgot what they were looking up some sort of like homework or assignment or something they were doing, and the librarian goes over to him and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, we have to kick so and so off the computer. He looked at something inappropriate," and he was like, okay, so he kicked him off and he took him outside, and Josh goes up to him and goes, what were you looking up, and he's like, well, Josh, I was looking up women who sniff diapers. And I was like, wow.
So you're into that sort of
thing. Okay, like I'm like, you know what? That's if you're gonna get kicked off for something, at least it wasn't like boobsex.com or it was something that's like, wow, this guy did have to think about that one.
Yeah, it's not the common
one.
Awesome.
And a throwback to what I said, you can find anything on the internet.
There you go. Anyway, that was my little last story. It wasn't so.
Well, till then, I'm Spencer Scott Holmes.
I'm Cisco Garcia.
I'm 345 pounds.
And we will see you some other time.